Hello, I'm going to be doing a 2025 TBR tier list. These are going to be the books that I'm going to try and read in 2025. 41 books here today. We have here, it starts with TBR now. I need to read them as soon as I can. Soon, later, down the line, read it in my aged years. The Gauntlet Man by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 5th secret project. I haven't read When in Truth yet. It's on this list. I'm probably going to read that before or after I When in Truth, like right before or right after. Yumi, the Nightmare Painter. That's going to be down the line. I've heard it's a good story, a good romance. I don't read very much romance, so I might need to get to it earlier than I need to. But Mort by Terry Pratchett is going to be a soon. Terry Pratchett is loved by everybody who reads him. Mort is going to be my beginning Discworld. I've heard to do guards or other things, but I have Mort, so I'm going to end up going to that. Wizard's First Rule is going to be in my aged years. I don't think that I'm going to read this anytime soon because it's pretty thick. I've heard a lot of things, but I've also heard that it's not very good writing, so I'm not interested in it. Spectre Prime is the first book in the New Jedi Order. This is a TBR soon as well. I don't think that I can get to it soon enough, but I need to read some other Star Wars books. I'm always trying to read them sequentially. I have a lot of Star Wars books that need to be read before that. Ranger's Apprentice Book 3, Icebound Land. I was impressed by Book 2 and really thought that I was going to read Book 3 soon after, but it kind of just fell to the wayside. I need to get back into it. I really loved Ranger's Apprentice as a kid, and I have some friends that are reading it too. It's a YA series, but it's still good. So I'm going to put that in later. Heir of Navron is the third installment in the Riri Revelations. It's the beginning series that Michael J. Sullivan has in this world. Really good story. They have brothership bonds and found family themes. If you like those books, they'll be good. But this is going to be down the line. It's just not something that's very important. I want to get to his later series as well, but I just don't see it getting read soon. I'm going to actually put it in later. Because thinking about it, I do think it'll be good. The Lost Metal is going to be our first TBR now. It is the 4th book in the Mistborn Secondborn era. I need to read it. It furthers the Cosmere into the future. I think I want to read it before I read When in Truth, so I definitely need to get to it. Empire of the Damned. This actually might be never, but in my aged years, I didn't enjoy the first book. Demon in White, I think if anybody has read any of the Sun Eater books, and I'm reading Howling Dark right now, knows that this is going to be in now. The only thing that's holding it back is I don't own a physical copy, so I can't read it. I just don't own it. Homeland is our first R.A. Salvatore book. It is the first book in the Legend of Drizzt series. I think he has like the Icewind Dale series, but I don't own that. Probably before Yumi. I own it, so that it is a big one up for it. Wind and Truth. This is going to be a now, but it's going to be a further now because I need to read Lost Metal before it. I own Lost Metal and Wind of Truth, so I'm going to get to them as soon as I can because I know the hype is real right now. I've heard some conflicting thoughts about it. Malice, this is the first John Gwynne book that we have on here. It is the first of the Faithful and the Fallen. I've tried to listen to it before and it was pretty dense, or I felt it was. It just has a lot of POVs at the beginning, so establishing the world is difficult. I'm going to put it down here and down and later actually. I think I'm going to put those together. But let's go ahead and put these right next to each other. The Veiled Throne. Everybody who's read the Dandelion Dynasty wants me to read this. Everyone loved Wall of Storms, the second book. This is the third and it continues it. This is Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey. It's the second book in The Expanse. I'm not too excited about it because the first book didn't wow me, but I love sci-fi, so I'll eventually get back to it when I need a break from fantasy. I'm going to put it in soon. Wise Man's Fear. Everyone loves or hates the first book. I don't know what I'm going to do for it. I'm going to put it in down the line. The Crimson Campaign is Brian McClellan's second book in the Powder Mage trilogy. I really liked the first book. Really liked it. So it's going to go at the top of soon because I need to finish up some other series before I start before I go and get into this other series, but I really enjoyed it. I have taken a large break from Joe Abercrombie. A Little Hatred is the first book in his Madness trilogy. It's the second trilogy in the First Law world. Need to get to it. It's gonna be in soon, now, soon, soon, now, soon, soon, now, soon, soon, now, soon, now, soon. I need to read it probably When in Truth before. Book that broke the world. I'm not gonna read this probably. I did not like the first book. I probably won't buy the second book unless it's gifted to me, and I will read it if it's gifted to me, but no. Fourth Wing. My significant other wanted me to put this on this list. She said this or A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I chose this because it's probably more bearable. There's dragons in it, which is cool. I've heard that A Court of Thorns and Roses is awful. I'm going to have to put it in The Republic of Thieves. This is the third book, Scott Lynch's Gentlemen Bastards series. It's going to go in later. Pretty high in later, because I need to finish up the series. I'm going to move Vector Prime down pretty far to later. I need to get to other things first. This is Dark Age. This is the fifth book in the Red Rising saga. I need to get to it. I just have so many books to read. Red God will be coming out in 2025, I think. Knife of Dreams is the last book that Robert Jordan wrote before he died. I've heard it's really good. I really want to read it, so I'm going to put it up in now, just at the end of now, because I want to finish Wheel of Time. Out of Shadows by Justina Ireland is the next book in the High Republic series that I've been reading. It's a YA. High Republic series is okay. I don't really hang on any characters, so I'm going to put it down the line. I'm actually going to move Homeland back. Full Moon is also going to be in down the line because it's such a long series and I just don't want to jump into it too soon. Ship of Destiny. Everyone wants me to do this now, but it's going to be soon. It's going to be the top of soon because I need to finish the series, but Mad Ship wasn't my favorite. It was probably one of my least favorites in the series. I just don't enjoy some of the trauma told in the book. It was just a little heavy. Mark Lawrence's Red Sister is actually set in the same world as his previous series that I've read, Broken Empire trilogy. This is the first book in the Book of the Ancestor. I've heard it's a lot better than his other series. I don't know how I got through that entire series, the Broken Empire trilogy. It's okay, but I don't know how I got through it as fast as I did. This is going to go in down the line, and probably pretty far, but it's starting another series. But I'll probably read it before Bone Ships. Dawn of the Three is going to be also on down the line. I know that I need to read this series, but I think I'm going to get to other things first. I might push it up if I read Stephen King and like it further. Let's actually just go ahead and rate The Stand. This is actually going to be probably my first Stephen King read, besides Gunslinger, because Gunslinger was not a good read. I'm going to put this in later, but I'm going to put it at the top of later. Enemy of God is the second book in Bernard Cornwell's Arthurian series. This is going to be soon, but it's going to be at the back end of soon. I really want to finish the series. I like to tell people to read the first book because I really enjoyed it, but I need to see if the series actually finishes out well to recommend it better. Children of Dune is the third book in the trilogy. I started it, and it's a little dense for me, and I DNF'd it. It's the only book I DNF'd in 2024, but I'm going to put it down the line, but I'm actually going to put it at the very top. Dark Apprentice is the next sequential book I need to read for Star Wars. It's in the Jedi Academy trilogy by Kim J. Anderson. It is a YA series, but I still would like to read all the Star Wars books sequentially because I own a lot of them. I need to get to it pretty soon. I'm going to put it in soon, at the back end of soon. Some Dove by Larry McMurtry. Larry McMurtry is one I want to read with my family, so I'm going to put it in soon. I'm going to probably break it down for these. Second Foundation. This is a series I need to finish up. It's a trilogy, final book of the trilogy for Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. But I'm going to put it in later. But it's a small read, so I'm going to put it in the beginning of later. Shogun is another one that's kind of like Lonesome Dove, where I might want to read it with people around me, so I'm going to put it in soon. I'm going to put it right next to Shogun, or Lonesome Dove actually. Midnight Tides is going to be in now. It's automatic in now. It might be at the top of now. This is going to be Midnight Tides is going to be at the top of now. 2 Green Angel Tower is a thick book, but it's going to be soon. Revan, going to be read kind of whenever. It's the Old Republic book. I'm going to put it down here. The Sunlit Man. Tress is another secret project that I need to get to, one that I'm not super needing to get to, I believe. So I'm going to put it right here next to Yumi, but before. This is my tier list for my 2025 TBR. I've got Midnight Tides that I'm probably going to read next, The Lost Metal, and When in Truth that I never need to get to. Anybody who's read Sunnier knows that Demon in White is the best. So I need to get to that. A Little Hatred I've put off for too long. I need to get to it. And Knife of Dreams, I want to finish up Wheel of Time, and I've heard this is a good one. Those explain that. This is my list. Thank you.